Hey, what's going on? You listen to the Spark Report. John W. Davis and Pavy. What's going on, Pav? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you?
Good. How you feeling?
I'm fine. All-Star Weekend was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm fine.
Hashtag WNBA free agency.
WNBA has been wild, actually. Really, really wild. I think it's great for the league, though.
Right. You know what was really wild?
What's up?
One of my tweets was translated into French.
I saw that.
I'm like,
I saw that.
That's how we rolling?
I saw that.
Right. But a lot of people are saying the LA Sparks have won free agency. And with the latest news of Simone,
Debatable.
People's minds are blown now.
I personally think Phoenix won free agency, but that's my humble opinion.
Okay. But I would say the Sparks, again, have one of the deepest, if not the deepest team in the league.
Yeah, they do, and they I think they fixed some of their positional issues. They had trading on me. Sad to see her go. I'm sad to see her go. But I'm happy for her. Mm-hmm. I think that she'll blossom in Atlanta. I think that Atlanta can also use her. And she'll get way more playing time than what she would have got this season with the Sparks.
Alexis Jones ended up going to the Dream as well. It wasn't in a trade, but
she got cut. And she went to the Dream. She'll get some more playing time as well. The Dream will not be a bad team next year. They got Courtney Williams. They got Kalani Brown. Right. They will not be a bad team next year.
But when you look at the Sparks, you got 4 bona fide starters. You're going to start Chelsea. You're going to start Christy Tolliver. You're going to start Candace. You're going to start Nneka. I don't know what they're going to do with the other position, whether it's Brittany Sykes, who they got in the trade for Kalani Brown, whether it's Sydney Weiss, whether it's someone else. I don't know.
They're going to start TRP.
Okay.
They're probably going to start TRP. I mean, if you re-sign her and she started
a lot of people, before TRP was signed, I didn't agree with them, but a lot of people were saying Brittany Sykes is an instant starter. They brought her over and told her she's going to start and all this stuff. I didn't necessarily see her as a starter over TRP, but I think having TRP start is good because you already have enough offensive firepower.
And
if we're asking TRP to shoot corner threes, that's what the team is asking her to do. Yeah. And she's working on that. Her last game in Poland, she dropped 24 points. So, I mean, she can score.
She can. She can score. I mean, her shoulder was bad for her to see. Like, she's not offensively inept.
So, if you start TRP and then you start coming off the bench with Simone Augustus, Brittany Sykes, Shanae Agumike, Maria Vadiva.
How much do you think Simone's going to play? It's like an actual question. How much?
A real question?
It's a real question. It's a legitimate, honest question. How much do you honestly think she's going to play?
I think last year was an aberration. It was her worst year by far because she was so hurt. Yeah, the last episode I said she was on her last leg. Mm-hmm. So if she can improve to, I don't know if she'll ever get back to, let's say 2 legs. All right? Let's use that analogy. If I said she was on her last leg, I don't know if she'll ever get back to both. But if she gets to 1.5, I think she can be a spot player. The other thing about her is I looked up her stats. Above average 3-point shooter. You can never have enough above average 3-point shooters. Anybody who shoots above 36% for their career is above average, and that's a floor spacer.
35 years old.
That's a floor spacer.
35 years old.
I don't know what she's going to do. There's a possibility that she could end up playing 15 minutes a night, or there's a possibility she could end up just being essentially an experienced player coach on the bench.
I don't think that she'll play that much during the regular season, but I think that as you move towards the playoffs, she's somebody who you trust. I mean, she's been in the league for 14, 15 years. She's just somebody that you trust. Like you throw out there and you trust her just to not make a mistake.
When I first saw this, I thought to myself, why?
Yeah, I was like, why?
And I'm still wondering why.
But I mean,
I thought to myself the hashtag, D Wade is about to retire, and I thought to myself, one last dance. Like, that's what I feel like the Sparks are doing. Like, I feel like the Sparks are going, like they're playing poker, and they're pushing all their chips in for this season because they see the writing on the wall for next season, and they know that they have so many max level type contract players.
Coming up, and they can't keep everybody.
Can't keep everybody. You're already going to have 2 on the new max, Chelsea and Christy.
Nneka. Wait, how many years did Chrissy get? Was it 2 years? How many?
3.
3 years.
She got 3 years at the max.
Shout out that.
Right. So that's a piece. She's here.
No, I mean that solves a lot.
Hopefully Chelsea is there.
Yeah,
hopefully Chelsea is
Christy
here.
and Chelsea for your back. I think Chelsea would still. I mean, I don't think that. I think you would let some as an organizational business decision. Now, granted, the thing about
she loves LA, and she's from California. She's from Northern California, so there's no hometown team like Courtney Williams. Hometown Atlanta. There's no hometown team for her to go to unless they're gonna bring back the Monarchs.
But there's like, obviously you in LA, like business wise, maybe like NECA or like Candace, those people, like when you got to next year, Shanae as well. But basketball wise, it doesn't make sense to not keep Chelsea and Christy in your backcourt.
And to me, it doesn't make sense for her to leave because not only is she doing, the basketball, playing with the national team and everything like that, but I still listen to Pandora, and she has a playlist on there. Mm. She has one. Shanae has one. So they're doing little things via Uninterrupted, and they're entering the media landscape too. Yeah. So there's a lot of things for Chelsea to do here. And again, she has no other natural WNBA city as a home. This is her home. LA is her home. Where else is she going to go? Like,
I mean, you can go other places.
She can go other places, but why?
No, I mean, I feel you.
No one's taking the keys away from her.
No,
nobody is going to say, well, Christy's here now. You can't have the ball. Like, spoke to Christy on the media call.
Mm-hmm. How was it? I wanted to call in, but
it was good. It was good. It was good. I wrote an article, and I talked about how she was the player coach that the Sparks needed. Mm-hmm. Because that was one thing about the Sparks, and one thing she identified as helping the Mystics win was communication. So if she can bring that level of communication here,
was huge conversation with communication all throughout last year,
right?
Too.
So if she can bring that here, that's a benefit. And then you also know that she's an above-average three-point shooter. I took a deeper look at her stats, and for her career, she's about a 38% three-point shooter. Mm-hmm. But when she played with the Sparks, she was about 40%. Mm-hmm. So in the Sparks spacing, her three-point shooting is actually better than in the Mystic space.
And she's one of the best isolation players in the game. I also think they should run more isolation last year than they did last year.
Oh, yeah. My favorite, ISO Gray.
I think they should really want more.
Let's get some ISO Tolliver.
Nah, I thought that was the issue last year in the playoffs. They kept bringing the screen over, getting them trapped. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, just let them go one-on-one. I think Christy and Shelley, just off the top of my head, that's probably the best isolation backcourt in the WNBA, probably in the last, I don't know how many years, but that's probably the best isolation backcourt in WNBA. Like, you don't have to run up no screens for nobody. If, we get into a situation, you could throw either one of them the ball with like 8 seconds on the shot clock left and like, figure it out and walk away from them.
And you know what else is great? When Christy Tolliver left, she hadn't been a coach. When she left, she was able to go to the Mystics, which is owned by the person who owns the Wizards, and the Capitals owned by Monumental Sports. So it's all, and even they own the G League team, Capital City Go-Go. So it's all under this one umbrella. So since she was in that umbrella, in that sphere, she was able to get in with the Wizards, been coaching 2 years in the NBA. John Wall and Bradley Beal credit her for their continued growth and development, especially Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal's handles got much, much better.
Right.
Bradley Beal Bradley Beal's always been a great shooter, but he couldn't do this many things like with the ball in his hands.
Right. And I know
4 years ago.
And I know when you're a player, you want to be considered a player. Like, Christy is not coming in here and saying, I'm going to coach Chelsea. But you have to realize that through her experience playing in a different system, and then through her experience on the sidelines in the NBA, she's just seen different things.
Yeah.
So she'll be able to help from experience. And it's not necessarily, you do this, you do that, you do this, but she's pledged with, Candace and NECA, the core members of this team, to always talk it through. Mm-hmm. So if they can do that, that makes them a better team. Because that's the thing. I feel like what the Sparks have done is they've taken what they had last year, which was third in the WNBA. That's where they finished. And they've added to it and made themselves better. And by doing that, I feel like they subtracted from the Mystics because they literally took Christy Tolliver off the Mystics. And they didn't replace her with the same level of player. They replaced her with Leilani Mitchell from Phoenix. And that's good. That's fine.
She's good.
But it's not Christy Tolliver.
It's not Christy Tolliver, but she is good.
And then the Connecticut Sun did what they did.
I would have said that they won. I still think Connecticut is. They picked up DeWanna. Courtney DeWanna. But I would have.
Strickland's going though.
Yeah, I know.
Strickland.
But I would have preferred the chemistry that they were building over the past couple of years. Now you got to
right.
like
so that's what I'm saying. So they're starting over. So
the only team that I think that Phoenix is if Taraji comes back, healthy.
But
Phoenix
what I'm saying is,
Seattle.
So the Mystics are possibly down a notch.
I don't think Vegas got any better either.
Right.
And Leah's hasn't signed back either. Has she?
No.
Yeah,
the Sun are down a notch. Vegas, I don't think Vegas got any better, like you said, because they're just throwing stuff at the wall. They're like, oh, we can sign Angel. Oh, we can sign Daniel Robinson. Oh, we can sign whoever. And they
don't want to say the Sun are down slightly though. I don't want to say that.
The Sun?
I don't want to say they're down slightly. I don't want to say that. I think Jonko has another step she can go to. You still have Jasmine. You did pick up DeWanna.
Okay. They didn't get better.
Real quick.
They didn't get better.
Real quick. Did Alyssa fix her shoulders? It's a real question.
I don't think so. Because that was a surgery that was going to require her to be out for 4 to 6 months.
They didn't get better.
Last time I checked, she was over there getting that money.
They didn't get better unless their players come back improved. Only thing that I think on paper, at least off top, got better is Atlanta, but we're not even trying to discuss Atlanta and Phoenix.
Right, and they got better, but they were teams that didn't. They were like. One of them didn't even make playoffs, and the other one was like a really lower tier playoff team.
Yeah, but that's because like Diana was hurt. If Diana's
been hurt a long time.
Yeah, like if
for people to keep saying, "Oh, well, Diana was hurt." She's been hurt a really long time.
If she can come back healthy, then you add that with
that's a capital
Skylar.
F, capital I, capital F.
If she can come back healthy, then you add that with Skylar, and you add that with Brittany. That's an intriguing situation. But outside of that, I'll probably say the Sparks so far have had the best offseason. I mean, I didn't think they needed much regardless anyway. I thought they just needed to clear up some of their, again, they had too many, it was stockpiled at one position. They did that. They added a off guard that they can, use as point guard, use as shooting guard.
Brittany Sykes is a very solid player. She came out the Syracuse University system. Coach Q, I remember when I was in school there, it was start of the early career of Coach Q, and so we interviewed him on our student program, and this is a coach who took a program that was nowhere close to nationally ranked. Yeah. And a few years ago, they ended up making the national championship game and losing to UConn. Yeah. Now, they're not at that level right now, but to go from nothing to national runner-up.
Championship is even getting in the Final Four.
Right.
Is a hell of a
but you get in the Final Four and then win that semifinal game and make the championship. So she's from a pedigree program.
She's a vet too.
Other than her last year with the Dream when nobody on their whole team could shoot, she was a pretty good shooter and a solid role player. Very athletic.
I mean, she's a veteran. So I mean, you also got some of the younger people out. You bring in pretty much everybody you brought in as a veteran, and I would think at this point in time in their career just wants to win. And I don't think you can ever discount that when talking about teams. I think that that's one of the main things that people I think don't think about when it comes to team chemistry. I think sometimes people don't realize people are human beings too. So sometimes when you 23, 24, 25, 26, you still trying to prove yourself. You still trying to get those deals. Mm-hmm. You still trying headhunt as opposed to Chelsea's older. She about to get a max.
Right.
Christy won 2 championships at this point. Right. She's one of the best female basketball players ever in my humble opinion.
Okay.
Nneka's won an MVP. She's won a ring. Candace is one of the best female basketball players ever. Shanae's been around for a minute. I think everybody's on this team is at the point in their careers where they can kind of put ego aside, kind of put numbers aside as well, and be like, you know what, we just want to win.
You have to do it this year. They have so many players who can contribute. You have to do it. And the good thing is, nobody's playing for the All-Star team. Can't make the All-Star team in an Olympic year. So all you can literally do is win a championship.
And win MVP and stuff like that.
Right, win a championship, win MVP, make all defense, make all WNBA. But that's what I'm saying. There's no mid-season I'm gunning for this, I'm gunning for that. Nah.
Which will help a lot of people because everybody on this team is not going to the Olympics. So
they get a month break.
Yeah, so you get some people get not that is a little bit in the middle of the season, can kind of throw things off a little bit. You got to somehow find a way to stay active and not pick up rust. But if you have any nagging injuries, this is an older team. I would assume you'll have a few nagging injuries by then.
To my knowledge, there's only going to be 3 of their players in the Olympics.
Yes, Nneka.
Chelsea, Nneka, and Maria Vadiva.
Yeah.
That's it. Because everybody else is United States, and they're nowhere near that national team program, and they're not going to be there.
Yeah.
So
And Maria not gonna play too much during the season anyway.
And
which is unfortunate, but
that's right. And that's the other thing I was gonna say is, even still, so you have those players who have those Olympic commitments, especially Maria. Russia is gonna want her in camp way before Chelsea and Nneka leave. So that's gonna open up minutes for Sinead. She's not gonna be looking over her shoulder. She's getting a lot of minutes. If they end up keeping another post or a big, like that's minutes for them. I don't think they will. I think they're going to roll with that 3 and basically
that's enough.
Just that 4 because you have Maria eventually. So you roll with that 4. You're good with that, and then you just roll. Like you just roll. And this is a great opportunity to play up tempo because you know at every position you got somebody who can come in and who has started in the league.
They're not gonna play too up tempo though. They got an older team. They're not gonna play too up tempo.
They look nice remember when they was running a little bit when they were at home and they were getting up and down?
Yeah, they were a little bit younger last year. A little bit younger last year. I don't know if they're going to play as up-tempo as we think they're going to play this year.
If they don't play the same up-tempo as they did last year, they got no chance. They got to at least keep it to where they were last year.
I disagree with that.
I think they could play even faster.
Because I think adding like somebody like Christie, also with Chelsea, gives you an advantage in the half court as well. So if the game does slow down, just dump the ball to one of them and let them figure it out.
Christie is a tempo player.
Yeah, I know. But she's 33 years old. Like, they're like, you got a lot of 30s on the team.
Right.
The older you get, you don't really want up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. That takes a lot out of you.
It takes a lot out of you, but you have a lot of players.
You got a lot of players.
You got to keep these players engaged. Like,
you got a lot of players.
You still have Marina. Like, she got to play sometime. Like, it can't just always be money time in the fourth quarter when you're up by 20.
I don't know how much some of the younger players are going to play on this team. I really don't know how much some of the younger players. I think Sydney's going to be the one who still gets the minutes because I think Sydney still brings like
Sydney's the glue.
Yeah, exactly. Like
she can play three positions.
Yeah, Sydney still brings stuff to the table regardless. But like, unfortunate, which is why I'm happy. Kalani got traded away, not because I want to see her go, but because she just needs some playing time. And I think in Atlanta, she'll get to play.
They had to trade somebody. It was either going to be her or Vadiva.
And I think,
Maria is younger.
Yeah.
And
you want when you
and she doesn't need. I won't say she doesn't need as much playing time, but she has opportunities to play in other situations. Like right now, she's starting with Ekaterinburg, so she's doing that, and then she'll be on the Russian national team, so she'll be in one of the top 12 teams in the world in the Olympics. She is going to play.
And you talk about the future. Like, you don't know what's going to happen next year. Candace may retire. Like, these things may happen. Maria, somebody who can step in. And personally, I think she's one of the more talented young players in the league. Yeah. She just doesn't get a lot of playing time to show it every day.
I want to talk about this a little more later, but I do want to say that, to my knowledge, Candace, Nneka, and Sinead, all their contracts are up next year.
Quite possibly.
Okay. And then if Chelsea just does a 1 year, she's technically up 2.
I think she's going to do a 1 year because I don't think she can get the max until next year.
So you got four players
who's going to all want the max.
You said it, not me. Yeah. And the cap is going to be a little more than 1.3, but not much.
Yeah.
And then you already technically have a max in Christy Tolliver. So you can't have 5 maxes. You'd have nothing left.
I think what people
you would literally if you could finagle essentially.
Either way, it's gonna be 4 maxes regardless. Wow. Because I mean, you would think maybe Candace might retire after this season. Maybe it's her last season. Maybe she retires.
The only person I can see not getting a max out of them if they all come back.
Don't say Sinead because she definitely getting the max. She not playing. She not playing for less. I personally don't think she'll play for less than the max. I don't think she has to play for less than the max.
She's playing for the 120-ish right now.
But she's one of the biggest stars in the league, though.
She is.
It's like her value, like her to me, her name alone gets her a max.
And Candace's name gets her a max.
No, yeah, by far.
And Nneka's name gets her a max.
Far.
And Christy Tolliver's already has a max. Technically, she doesn't have the max that she would have got if she was already on the team. So she doesn't have that 215 max, but she has that 185, 190 max. So if you do that, and then TRP has another year signed.
Another year.
Sydney's contract is going to be up too.
Sydney's contract coming up.
She's going to need to at least make as much as TRP.
Maybe, depending on how this year plays out.
TRP's supposed to be making about 90.
Depending on how this year plays out.
Sydney's making 68 8 right now.
Depends how the year plays out. Depending on playing time and just how the year plays out.
Somebody have messed around. Like, for example, since the Minnesota Lynx have literally signed no one.
They have signed no one.
They have so much money. They could easily pay Sydney $150 a year.
Wow. Yeah, but wow.
She's a starter.
$150 though.
She's a starter.
Well, I mean, look, I love Sydney. Shout out Sydney. She's one of my favorite people in women's basketball.
I'm just saying, you can still people.
What
okay,
has she?
Look, all right. Okay, then tell me. Then tell me how Bria Hartley just got a max from your Mercury.
Name. Nah. She's also one of the more recognizable like figures in the league. Like name. Nah, I'm serious. Like, nah, I'm serious. Like, nah, name.
You're right. Name. A UConn player with a name.
Name.
A UConn player with a name who you know can plug in and
people
fit in with the rest.
People
of
tweet
them.
about it because they like the way she looks. Like name. Okay. Not granted, she can play basketball as well.
Right.
But name.
Okay.
A lot of what goes into getting a max is in anything. A lot of what goes into getting money regardless, and no matter his name.
Yeah.
And if we can sell you. So like you say, yo, Bria Hartley come on the team, you think like, okay, some people every night might come to see, you know what, I want to see Bria Hartley play. Even
still, I agree with you that off name and impact and everything like that, on and off the court, Shanae Ogwumike is a max
player.
Okay? But
it's disrespectful to come up.
Let's just average that out, though. Let's average that out. Let's say between the 5 of them, there's 5 players. They all get about $200,000, give or take a little bit. That's $1 million of your 1.3 cap.
I mean, you can figure out the rest of the roster.
So you got to get 6 more players because you got to carry 11. Got to get 6 more players with $300,000, and 90 of it is already going to TRP. So you got to get 5 players with $210,000. And the minimum you can make in the league is $50,000, and that's for like rookies.
So that's like what?
So you can't even do that. You can't do that.
They don't have anybody they could call her from overseas.
Yeah,
but
you still got to pay her. You still got to pay her 55, 60. So that's what I'm saying. So unless everybody comes just a little bit below that max level, or one is not there.
I think what people would assume was that Candace wouldn't play too much longer, and then that would free up money to. That's what I think people would assume.
If Candace is healthy this year, and she has
how old is Candace?
She's 34.
She's not that old.
Right, she's not. That's what I'm saying. So if she's healthy this year and she has a good year, unless they win the championship and she wants to ride out on the sunset.
Yeah, she's not that old.
Well, this year when the season starts, though, she'll be 34.
Yeah, 34. She'll be 35 next year. I mean, I would assume Simone wouldn't be there.
No, so that's money off. Simone is a 1 year. That's
money off the books.
That's inconsequential. She is a one last dance, one last ride player. She's coming for the championship. She's coming to get 5. She's got that one finger on her hand. She's coming to get the ring for the thumb
and have great weather while she does it.
Right. She's coming to hang out with her friends.
Basically, she hang out with her friends and be in great weather while she hangs out with her friends.
Because you know where she played her off season. No, I don't want to say off season, but you know where she played her European basketball for pretty much her whole career.
I don't know where.
Russia. You know what it is in Russia right now?
Freezing.
It's cold. So she's been cold for like for 7 months of her life.
7
months of her life for like the past 12 years.
16 years.
Right.
So yeah, she wants some sunshine.
Right.
She wants some sunshine, which I 100% respect.
I don't blame her.
I respect her.
I don't blame her. I would love to see her healthy because if she's healthy, she can contribute.
She can.
But like it cannot be the same style of substitutions as last year. You cannot go as long with the starters. You got to let other people play. Yes, these are the best players, but you got to let other people play. And then I think you also, I'm going to keep bringing this up until it happens, and I was doing some research when they won that championship in 2016. You know how they got their best players playing time? Yeah. Their 5 best players was Tolliver, Chelsea Gray, Candace Parker, Nneka Ogwumike, and Jantel Lavender. There was times when they played those 3 together. And yes, that was that many years ago, but Nneka is no less athletic than she was in 2016. Okay.
Yeah,
Shanae is no less athletic than Jontel Lavender was in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
If you say Candace Parker is less,
but the league plays more out now. Okay. Well,
I'm not saying 20 minutes a game.
Real quick. It depends. It depends on, because obviously, usually in any sport, people react to the winner of what happened. Washington won by playing out and shooting threes and moving the ball and spacing out. If everybody starts playing like that, it'll be a little bit harder to run that. If everybody starts playing like that.
Right now,
I would have questions about the perimeter defense.
Right now on the Sparks, the only person who doesn't shoot threes,
I'm talking about defending it, not them shooting it.
Okay.
I'm talking about defending it. I think that having those three out there defending it would be a little bit of an issue.
Shanae is athletic.
Yeah, but I don't know about her playing like 23 feet away from the basket though.
Nneka can do it.
Yeah, Nneka can. Nneka is not the question. Like, of course, Nneka can do it. Talking about the other two.
Then you got to lean on Nneka. Like, I know Nneka is this great post defender, but for those few minutes that they play together, got to lean on her. Right. You got to trust that either her or Candace Parker will step up to the plate.
I think you can run against certain teams, but you
got to trust that you can encourage Candace and uplift and empower her enough that she's like, yeah, I can get after somebody on the perimeter for 4 or 5 minutes, because that's all it's really going to take.
But also, I think
it's not 20 minutes playing the three.
Yeah, but also, I think with them lessening their rotation of bigs, even if you don't run that lineup, you'll still be able to get them a decent amount of playing time.
You will.
All three of them. I'm sorry, but Maria's just not going to be able to play that much. It sucks. It really sucks. She's got to
play though. When she's here, she needs to play.
No, she doesn't.
She's
play her in
good.
blowouts. Yeah, but she can't play. Like, what team in
why can she start for the best team in the world?
Real quick. I
but
feel
not
you.
For the not play for the Sparks.
Like, look, honestly,
and I know it's the Russian team, so they want to start.
Honestly, I honestly think Maria might be the third best player on the team, but this is just not how it works in professional sports. Shanae, Nneka, and Candace gonna sell tickets. She's
playing with Jonquel Jones and Emma Meeseman right now.
That's dope.
And holding her own.
That is
and
dope.
Brittany Griner.
That is dope.
Then play her.
That is, you can't.
Yes, you can.
There is no team in basketball at this moment in time who plays 4 bigs.
You can if one of those bigs plays the 3.
You
can if one of them plays the 3.
But then, like, TRP's minutes got to get cut into, Sydney's minutes got to get cut into, Simone minutes got to get cut into,
and that's where I'm
Brittany
saying.
Got to get cut
that's
into.
where I'm saying the pace, and maybe not necessarily the pace, but the intensity. If you step up the intensity defensively, so instead of saying, "Oh yeah, y'all gonna play 32 minutes, so pace yourself," when everybody is like, "Oh, I'm only playing 26 minutes now, so maybe I can get after a little harder."
I mean, but
that's what I'm saying. You expand it so everybody is going hard for the 40 minutes.
So how many people are you trying to have in the rotation realistically on like a nightly basis? 10.
I'm not trying to have. I want 9.
Then I don't know how you gonna run 4 bigs out there with 9.
Because one of them's not a big. One is a hybrid.
Who?
Candace.
She's a big at this point, but I feel you.
She can play every position. I'm gonna go to the end of her career.
She's like
saying she can play every position.
She's like Jokic or something like that. Like
no.
Listen. That's the way I personally think she should be used. She can play center. She can play the 4. She can play the 1. She can play the 3. Yes, but I think at this point she's best 5, 4, and 1 from spot moments.
Because think about all right, here we go. So Chelsea Gray's got to play, right?
Of course,
that's 1. Chrissy Tolliver's got to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 2. TRP's got to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 3. And these are nightly players.
Mm-hmm.
Candace Parker's got to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nneka's got to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're at 5. Sydney's got to play. We're at 6.
Mm-hmm. Now the last
Shanae's got to play, right?
Yes.
You're at 7.
Okay. Now the last 2 up for debate.
Brittany Sykes has got to play, right?
Okay. Now the last one is up for debate.
Okay. So it depends on the night whether that's Raquana or Maria Vadiva. What do you need?
I'm going with Raquana.
What do you need?
You're right. It depends on what you need. If you playing a team that has big,
that's my 9.
Then okay.
That's my 9. And the other thing about it is, realistically, you got to realize that you're going to go with 9, but you're not going to have everybody available for the whole season.
This is true.
1, you're not going to have everybody healthy for the whole season. That's 2. And then, I mean, that's it. Those are the 2 variables. Is availability and health.
I agree.
So there's going to be an opportunity to keep slide. There's going to be an opportunity where sometimes Marina can be one of the 9. Yes, there is.
Okay.
There is.
Okay.
If Christy Tolliver needs a game off.
Okay. Raquana's going to be in the game, but okay.
Well, who says Raquana's going to be here?
That is also true.
They got a lot of players because we're talking about Simone Augustus too. I didn't even say Simone Augustus. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So who's to say Raquana Williams is going to be here?
But what are you trading for? Just picks? I mean, do
you have to trade her?
Do cut her? I mean, I would think you would.
Who's going to trade for her?
I think you can get something.
Who's going to trade for her with pending litigation?
I think you can get something for it, just like a future. I mean,
picks aren't worth anything.
I mean,
they don't.
Exactly what you would trade her for, like a future pick, and you just cut her. I don't want to just
what
cut her.
What you gonna do with the pick? What's the point of having these extra picks?
Future pick, keep it.
You're not gonna get a first. At best, you're gonna get a second.
Keep it.
It's possible you're gonna get a third.
You might get a first from somebody, a late first. You might get a first.
They didn't even give up a first for Courtney Williams. So ain't no way in the world anybody giving up a first.
There wasn't no first for Courtney.
There was no first for Courtney Williams.
Are you sure it was no first of all for Courtney Williams?
They got a 2nd round pick, and they got Brianne January from the Mercury.
Okay.
They got a second from the Dream because it was a 3-team trade.
Mm-hmm.
And they just let her go.
Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
So, no. They're not getting the first for her.
I mean, I think you don't really need to. I think you keep her, though. It's a lot of guards, though, that I think you keep her.
And I think she's mature enough to not play that much every game. There's always if she is on the team, she's always going to play.
Yes, yeah.
Even if it's for 8 minutes,
12 minutes, probably a night.
She's going to have to play every night.
Yeah, she'll play 12 minutes,
because she's the type of person who can give Christy and Chelsea rest.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you take one of them out, you put her in with the other.
It's instant offense.
Right. It's instant offense. Is not that much drop off.
I agree. And she's like a lightning rod. Like she just might come in and hit. She might come in and shoot 3 straight shots and they all go in, or she might miss them all, but they might all go in. Which is the thing.
Right. Bulldog on defense. Get under you. Annoy you.
I mean, I think that
got a lot, man.
I mean, I think that this year Fish has better problems than what he had last year. Better problems as in like the roster is more balanced.
Because last year having 5 bigs,
that's like you can't do that. Like,
realistically,
you can't.
They almost had 6. Like, they had to trade Jontel right before.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah. So it's like this year it's like okay, you might have 3-4 guards,
and yes, they technically still have the rights to Marie Gulich that they got in the Kalani Brown trade, but I'm not necessarily going to count her in the final 12.
Expect them to come over.
No.
So but if
they do keep her, she's technically a big who can shoot threes. It's about 33%. Yeah. She made like 8 out of 24 threes, something like that. So 1 out of 3, 1 out of 3, she's going to make it.
Yeah, small sample size.
It is, but it just shows that you have
she has the ability to make shots.
Have the ability if you like wide open
to make a shot.
Yeah.
Make a shot.
Make a shot every other game.
But yeah, no, I think that Fish at least has. I mean, I got to commend who's putting the
Michael Fisher.
I got to next time
it's
I see
Fisher
him.
Brothers.
I got to commend him. I got to
spell different though.
I got to shake his hand next time I see him because I mean they done a good job of at least rectifying some of the roster mistakes that were there last year. I think last year that team was built for like 1990.
Yeah,
and like this year is a little bit more futuristic. But they can still play both styles.
But they also just kind of running it back from 2016 though, the core wise.
Okay, it worked.
Yeah, it worked, but Christy left. You know?
She signed back.
She's back now, so.
Something went right. She wanted to come back.
Yeah, that's true.
Did anybody ask us to why?
She said why she wanted to come back is because she felt like she deserved 3 years at the max. And
Washington wasn't going for it.
No. They weren't going for it because they basically were going for about 2 because they wanted the flexibility in that 3rd year to start going a different direction.
That's fair. It's fair. I'm not even mad at that for Washington. I'm not even mad at that.
No, because they have people who they can elevate.
Yeah.
Because Natasha Cloud was their version of Chelsea Gray. She was their point guard. Chrissy Tolliver was the off guard, even though she's a point guard too. Mm-hmm. And
you had to give Emma a max too.
Right.
And Emma's still young. She has room
they still
to grow.
have Ariel Atkins, who they had playing the wing as an undersized wing.
Powers is still there.
Undersized wing. So now you slide in them more to the backcourt.
Yeah.
And then so you can have more natural size in the front court.
And she also was hurt a lot of the season, and they still kept winning.
Right. So they kind of proved that they could win.
They could win, yeah. I mean, they did use. I mean,
they needed it.
Yeah, I mean, they in like spots. Yes, they especially with how Della Don
in that
was.
last game she showed up.
Yeah,
last quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Della Don's back was like shot at that point in time. So like she still stepped up, but
with a healthy Della Don,
they could get by without what she. Yeah.
Now, will they win the championship again? I don't know. You want to talk about the rest of the league? Because the rest of the league made some moves too.
Yeah, I mean, look. I was just. It's like every day when I say. I mean, I want to talk about Atlanta first.
Okay,
I just think that Atlanta is not at like they were terrible last year. That is not gonna happen this year. I can promise you that is not gonna happen this year. Whole new starting five.
And you know what else they got?
What's up?
They got a 4th pick in the draft.
Exactly. So they got the 4th pick in the draft. They got Courtney, who I think Courtney is great for. I think Courtney is great. I think Courtney and Kalani actually are great for the culture, just Atlanta in general, and I think they can get that community excited about women's basketball in Atlanta. I think Courtney can be out; she can be like a celebrity, she can have fun. Kalani same way, be a celebrity, have fun, and also on the court, they'll be a very interesting pair.
And Courtney Williams is from the Metro Atlanta area. Exactly. Like so, she's going
like
home.
Like
I will never fault a player in any league for going home.
Yeah,
never. I would never question somebody for going home. How can you?
You want to play where you from? Right. In front of your family, everything else. I mean, Shanika, I think, is great, especially with Kalani, because if Kalani evolves the way that I think she can evolve and really be like a post presence, then you're gonna have to double her eventually.
And remember, she's not a bad passer.
Exactly. So you're gonna have to double her because nobody really has her size.
So you got an instant connection from Courtney Williams and Shakina Strickland. Then you still got a rapport from Alexis Jones and Kalani Brown. You got Glory Johnson.
Shout out Alexis. I think that Alexis is also a solid basketball player. Right. So I think she didn't get enough chance to play.
You got a coach that had not last year, but the year before that, basically taking her team to the finals. Yeah. With McCautry.
And again, 4th pick in the draft.
Yeah. So Atlanta Dream. They definitely improved. They definitely are a playoff team. If the Dream don't make the playoffs, something is wrong. If they don't make the playoffs, something is wrong. Because you only got to be better than 4 other teams in the league to make the playoffs. It's not that hard to make the playoffs in the WNBA.
It's not.
It's only 12 teams. You got to be top 8.
You're right.
If they don't make the playoffs, something is wrong.
They should make the playoffs.
They got to make the playoffs. I can't tell you exactly who the bottom 4 are right now. But they should make the playoffs.
Yes, they should make the playoffs.
So next, Chicago Sky. A lot of people weren't really happy with the Sky. Because they were like, why did the Sky trade Stu Nador? Why did the Sky trade Katie Lou Samuelson? I don't know what they're doing. That's what a lot of people were.
He'll be fine. And I think that Diamond is a budding star as long as she keeps getting better. Exactly. I think it's like they kept that backcourt together.
It's like you kept the backcourt.
And you still got Diamond.
You kept Olsen and you have Diamond. It's like, whoa. Oh, is it really a problem? We have to lean on her more.
And also, I think, is
that a bad thing to lean on Diamond DeShields more?
I saw Diamond play 3 times in person last year. 1 time in Chicago. She is personally, I think, by far the most athletic player in WNBA. Give her the ball more. Right, you will be okay.
We've clearly shown in the league that it's not that hard for a player to play 35, 36, 37, 38, 40 minutes a game.
Spread the court, put the ball in her hand, let it go to the rim. She will be fine.
And then remember, the Sky also have another player who was basically a post player in college, and they're still trying to get her playing time and work her into the system. Gabby Williams. That's a player that's still getting better. That's a player you can lean on more.
She's very, very athletic too. I mean, she's a great rebounding guard.
Like, why did you trade Katie Lou? But they weren't using Katie Lou. Okay? They didn't use her. And then Stu Nador, why did you trade her? Well, you remember how she got playing time? It's only because Jontel Lavender got hurt.
Yeah. She did hit a big shot, though.
She did hit a big shot. So I'm not trying to put her down. But what I'm saying is they still have Jontel Lavender.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when you trade for Azarae Stevens, who is a 6'5" in the mold of, has the tools of those bigs that we see like Stewart or Deladon. She has the tools that they have. I'm not saying she's that type of player. She has the tools of those players. If we talk about like baseball, you got the 5-tool player. Yeah. She's one of those players. Yeah. Okay.
No, like I think this is a great definition.
I don't think this guy got worse.
I think this is a great definition of addition by subtraction.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they'll be fine. I mean, again, I saw them play. I saw them play in person more than any team outside of the Sparks last year because I was in Chicago.
Lean on Diamond. See what you can get from it.
And you kept the backcourt, you'll be fine.
Connecticut's son. So they added DeWanna Bonner, who was either 1A or 1B, the prize of free agency. Okay?
Yeah.
Either her or Sydney. I mean, depends on what you want to think. A lot of people said, the Sun don't have stars. All right, well.
Who said the Sun ain't got no stars?
That was the thing last year in the playoffs. There was a team of role players. That's what people were saying.
Ain't no role player.
That's what they were saying.
Well, they look like Hakeem. She ain't no role player.
Okay, well, anyway. Now you got a player who can in and out, interchangeable, do some different things, give you some different looks, put a lot of pressure on offenses. And they haven't had somebody who can do that at that size. Yeah. Essentially, their second tallest player.
It takes some of the pressure off Alyssa, too. It's like she doesn't have to handle the ball as much. Mm-hmm. I mean, she has bad shoulders.
Right.
So she won't have the offensive load that she had last year because you have the one.
And you know what not having Courtney Williams does? Puts more on Jonquel Jones.
Yeah. And
see how much she can bear, just like Diamond. See how much these stars can bear.
It puts more Jonquel, and it gives Jasmine more ball handling responsibilities. And I mean, she was also obviously a great defender.
She's not getting worse anytime.
Yeah, soon. Exactly. And she was also a great defender. So I think that you can. Now granted, the fact that Courtney does, you lose all those rebounds that she brought, but you brought in DeWanna, who's a good rebounder. So you kind of, you'll be fine. Yeah. I think the only thing you worry about with the Connecticut is the fact that they groomed this homegrown group, and it's like you take two of the key clauses out.
They're going to have to start over a little bit.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah.
I mean, for the past 2 or 3 training camps,
they've had the same.
Yeah, they've just been rolling.
And
now it's different.
You got to you come in and see some new faces.
Now we can really see what Kurt Miller can do because it's no longer the college system where you're going from freshman to sophomore to junior to senior year. Yeah. That's over with now.
Yeah. Now you're
in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
All right? Mm-hmm. Now you're bringing in these hired players.
Yeah. But, I mean, again, with them, I just think Jonquel's got to keep getting better. If Jonquel consistently gets better, I mean, I think she has best player in league potential.
She does.
She keeps getting better, you'll be fine.
She does.
And please shoot more threes, Jonquel. Right. Please shoot more threes.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You are 6'5". You are guard. You are NBA guard height. When you shoot the ball, you probably got an easier time shooting the ball than half the people in the league do.
Her goal should be first team All WNBA over Brittany Griner.
No, her should be first team All everything, including defense.
But first team over Brittany Griner.
Yes, I agree.
Her goal is to be better than Brittany Griner.
No, her goal is to be MVP.
Okay. That's better than Brittany Griner. Yes, but yes, she should be the best center in the league.
Yes.
And I feel you. She could technically be the MVP, especially now that they're going to have to lean on her a little bit more.
She'll get more shots.
And then DeWanna Bonner is used to playing with a big.
Exactly.
All right, so that's good for her. Dallas Wings.
They're starting over still.
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about who's going to be bad. They should be below Atlanta.
They should.
They should be below Atlanta.
But they should be better.
They should be better.
They should be better because they're adding starters now. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have Enrique, and then now you can.
Which I'm looking for big things for her.
Right. I think you can start Astu Nador.
Yeah.
You can start Katie Lou if you want.
You got Skylar out of there too.
You got Mariah Jefferson as well as a point guard.
I mean, and you
got the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
So you're either getting Lauren Cox or Satu Sabale.
Yeah.
So you got another person who you can slide in and start them if you want. So
yeah. They'll still be bad, but they should be. At least they have a direction as to where they're going now.
Right. Yeah.
So
I don't know about not getting any players back for Skylar, just getting picks when picks are kind of, how I feel about picks. I'm like, you're only going to bring so many young players in when you only got 144 in the league, but you got 36 draft picks. That don't make sense. There's too many draft picks.
I feel you, but they got
too many draft picks.
They have 4 of the first 9 picks in 2020. You gonna get somebody,
right?
You gonna get some player.
But they already got like 10, 11 players signed, so they're not going. I guarantee you, they're not going to draft 4 of those 9 players. They're gonna have to trade some.
Trade some. It's fine.
Yeah, they got to trade some of the picks. But Dallas got better. Indiana Fever.
I don't know what to say about Indiana.
Nada. Here,
Do we need to spend much time in Indiana?
They signed a 25-year-old rookie who is 6'10".
I mean, I did see that. I did see that. They did sign with the tallest player in the league, right? Yeah. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, she's taller than Han Chu and Brittany Griner.
I have
who
nothing
both
to say about
6'9".
Indiana.
Yeah.
Not zero to say about Indiana.
I mean, good luck.
Vegas picked up. I'm just happy the Sparks didn't sign Angel. Once I realized she was coming off a torn ACL at 34 years old, I'm like, I don't think that's a.
Yeah.
I don't think that
they knew that they couldn't give her the guarantee that she wanted.
I don't think that.
And they chose Christie over her.
Great.
For the money.
Great.
Yeah, you already have familiarity.
Great.
You're signing a player coach.
She's not coming off a ligament.
You're signing
injury.
a specific position that you know you can use.
I also just think Christie is a better player as well.
Yeah.
No.
At this point.
No diss, but I mean, you don't think she was always a better player?
No.
Okay.
Not always. Angel McCoughtry was a dog.
I mean, I think Christie was always gold.
Yeah, but Angel McCoughtry was dropping like 20, year after year after year. And Angel McCoughtry was carrying the dream.
That's fair.
She had a dream. She was the dream.
She had a dream.
She was the dream.
Was a dream. But I mean, yeah, they
should have got some shooters though, man.
They should have. I mean, especially because you playing with two bigs who are gonna draw attention to themselves.
And two big bigs. Like 6'8", 6'5".
Yeah, you should just put shooters around them. It's not that hard. Put shooters around them.
Now,
let people collapse.
What they could do is they could encourage Liz to shoot more threes. She's not a bad shooter.
She's not a bad shooter at all.
They could encourage her to shoot more threes. And they could use her as the spacing. And maybe try to get her to be a Jokic.
Yes, but same time, she's so big. I think that it's like you want her down there.
But I mean, Wilson can work down low. She's big enough to work. She's 6'5". She's big enough to work.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Liz has more outside game, like 3-point shooting wise, than Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson has more drive.
Yeah, more drive. Yeah. So more drive game.
It's to me, if I'm the Aces, we're gonna be working on a lot of different sets and a lot of different plays.
They gonna need to run plays. They're a team that they gonna have to run plays. We're
gonna need about 40 plays.
They don't need plays. The Sparks don't actually need too many plays. Just like read and react. They're gonna actually have to run legit sets.
Yeah.
Sets.
And you know what? I think the Aces are gonna miss their backup point guard, their spark plug. I think they're gonna miss Sydney Colson, who actually went to the Sky. So that's a benefit for the Sky too.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good person.
I mean, but I also think that for them, you just hope that Jackie Young can continue to improve and things like that. And she comes back and she's
she's not shooting, man.
I mean, you gotta hope that she came back with it. She worked in the off season. You a guard,
right? Number 1 pick.
You a guard. You should in general, you a guard.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. All right. So we'll skip over the Sparks. Next, Minnesota Lynx.
I think this is just a franchise that's in just limbo at this point in time.
You said they did what?
Franchise in limbo. I mean, Odyssey,
I don't think they're in limbo. I think they're on pause.
Yeah, that's what I meant, limbo.
Well, I think they have a plan, but
they can't execute it this year.
They can't do it till next year.
If
so I don't consider that limbo
Fair.
Because I don't think Cheryl Reeve is going anywhere. I don't think she needs to go anywhere. She's an elite level coach.
Yeah.
She can get it done. And then you also got to remember, what if they get to the point where it's like the Nafisa Colley show and she dropping 25 a game?
It could happen. Nafisa's
and then you got she was working with Candace Parker the other day.
Who, Nafisa?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she dropped 25 a game. Then you still got Sylvia Fowles, one of the biggest players in the league.
Maya Moore might come back.
Solid. So
do you think Maya Moore's going to come back?
What?
Do you think Maya Moore's going to come back at all? Ever?
She's not come back this year.
I mean, I know.
Said that.
I know. I'm talking about ever in general.
No.
Fair.
I don't think so.
Fair.
Because by the time that she gets finished with what she wants to finish off the court, will she have the desire to play at that point?
That's fair.
Will she have the desire to get back into playing shape?
Playing shape, yeah.
At that point. She didn't lose her Jordan Brand status.
Fair.
She's still the woman on Jordan Brand.
Fair.
Okay. And it's cool to be an activist now. And
it's cool to be.
It is.
It's great to be activist in general.
No, it's cool to be one now.
But that too, yes.
It's great to be one, but it's
cool to be one.
It's cool to be one.
It's definitely marketable to be an activist.
It's
definitely
not,
yes.
You're not a pariah if you say, I want to do something other than what I've been doing.
Yeah, people,
and I want to do something community wise. And I want to do criminal justice reform.
Yeah, people will respect you for that.
Come on.
Yeah, people 100% respect you for
That's
that.
$250,000 a year right there.
Yeah.
In donations and speaking fees and stuff like that.
And then merchandise sales and
Right.
everything else.
So, she don't have to play if she doesn't want to. And I don't think she should.
She doesn't have anything else to prove.
Right,
either.
she's already won all those championships.
Yeah, all them MVPs.
But if she plays, I think we've seen through this WNBA free agency that you don't have to stay.
You don't understand. Which is great. I'm like happy that we're finally seeing like
so
players.
If there's somewhere else Maya Moore wants to play, she will be able to play somewhere else.
No, but that's great though. Like
they can't hold it over. Anymore.
I'm happy that we're seeing player move. I think that's what makes leagues more, like even the NBA. I think that's what made it so exciting. Like the fact we can do this show right now in the offseason and actually talk about teams and like this player move, this player move, this player move. It's a whole new league.
Right. Okay, so Liberty. I think the Liberty will be better than last year because they're getting Sabrina.
Exactly.
They're getting Sabrina Ionescu.
Exactly.
They're getting the person who I believe should be on the 2020 Summer Olympic team. I know she's not doing the tour with them right now because she's in college, but I think she is.
Yeah.
For what they're going to need that person to do, because they're going to have Chelsea, they're going to have Sue Bird, they're going to have Skylar. I think it would be good to have a guard who's on and off the ball. Another one like that, Sabrina.
From what I've seen, she just looks to be. Now, granted, we got to see her play against professionals.
But she beat the professionals.
She did beat the professionals. But
triple-double machine.
She did go crazy in that game. Did she pull up from like half court in that game, basically?
Yeah. She Steph Curry'd it.
Like, I've heard from what granted, I don't watch her every day. I really want to go see her in person. But she looks to be one of the best women's players in the world right now.
She is.
Like, in general.
Because this is what you got to remember. When Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi were in college, they were two of the best women's basketball players in the world. When Candace Parker was in college, she was one of the best women's basketball players in the world. It is possible to be a college player and be a top 15, top 20 player.
Yeah. And I think that's what she is. So, yes, if you getting her, they can make the playoffs.
I don't know about all that.
If she's that great, they can make the playoffs.
I don't know about all that.
They still got Tina. Like they still got Tina Charles. You don't like. They might. Yeah. You're right. I've seen the rumors that there are some trade rumors right about Tina Charles. Yes. But if she can come in and add like 8 to 10 wins.
But I will say that if you say you have Sabrina, Asia Durr, Kia Nurse, Zowie B, you're starting to look like a team.
Kia is nice. I actually thought Kia should have handled the ball more last year.
Right, that's an all-star.
No, I was looking at the camera like, yo, they should really let Kia handle the ball much more than what.
Well, they don't need her to do it now if they're going to get Sabrina.
Yeah, but like last year, I think they were stuck on the fact that like Bria was the guard, so she handles the ball. Mm-hmm. I thought she should have handled the ball even more last year. If you got Kia Nurse, like you said, Asia, and you bring in Sabrina, you could make the playoffs.
That's the trip. You
could.
You could.
You really could.
You could. I can't call the bottom teams other than maybe Dallas because they're just so young.
And Indiana.
Oh yeah,
Indiana's.
I would put Liberty down there.
I'm not putting them down if they get Sabrina. Not when they get Sabrina.
Yes.
Like if we saying she's a top 10 women's player in the world.
Well, I'm not saying top 10 right now. I'm saying like top 15. Top
if
20.
you saying she top 15 in the world,
yeah.
They gonna be a bottom team.
Yeah, you're
with
right.
an all-star and top 15 player.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
And what number 2 pick from last year?
Yeah. Yeah, and who knows what they end up getting for Tina Charles.
If she goes somewhere at all.
Maybe they give Tina to
Who are you about to suggest?
Would you trade? All right, so if you're Dallas.
Okay, Dallas.
If you're Dallas.
Dallas, okay.
Would you trade the number 2 pick for Tina Charles?
How old is Tina?
Not sure. More than 30.
Probably not. I just don't think she fits with their timeline. She is 31 years old. No. I just don't think she fits with their timeline.
Okay.
No. Okay. I think if you trade with Tina Charles, you're a team where you're looking at you're buying. Like you're like, yo, if we get Tina, we can.
Because the reason I say that is because then that would give the Liberty the 1st and 2nd pick, and they could basically start having Oregon in the pros.
That's hilarious, but like that's a hilarious.
You know I am about my connections and things like that.
No, I know, but no, I wouldn't because I don't think that she fits. Like I think if you trade for Tina, you're a team where you like, you know what, if we get you, we hit another level and we can't contend.
Okay, then remember they have 4 in the top 9. Would you trade the other 2 picks or the other 3 picks? Would you trade some of them first round picks for?
Yes, but I would not trade my second pick.
Okay,
I'll trade some of them, but I'm not trading my second pick. No,
I feel that.
I'm not trading my second.
But that's an option. I mean,
they got mad picks, so it's like sure.
Yeah,
but like I'm not trading my second overall pick, no, because that doesn't fit with our timeline.
Yeah, I wish I knew what was the appropriate place for Tina Charles other than with the Liberty. I wish I knew.
Yeah, who needs a big that doesn't have one at all?
Connecticut Sun.
You gonna trade Alyssa? Ooh.
I don't know who you're gonna trade, but what if you could figure out how to do Jasmine Thomas, Tawana Bonner? Because this is the thing. People are giving these players away now. All you gotta do is give some picks and maybe like one player.
Jasmine Thomas, Tawana Bonner,
Alyssa Thomas, Tina Charles, and Jonquel Jones.
Who's shooting?
Huh?
Who's shooting?
Tawana Bonner and Jasmine Thomas and Jonquel Jones.
Oh, okay. I would still like a little bit more room for Jonquel to work in and outside.
I would too. I'm just making stuff up.
Okay, I feel you.
There's no.
I was about to say
There's not much thought behind.
Yeah,
it,
I don't
know where else. I guess. Dream.
Dream would be great.
Dream
would
real.
be great.
Like for real.
Dream be fine.
Okay, and then if you were the Dream, would you give up your 4th pick for Tina Charles?
I would give up my 4th pick for Tina Charles, yes, because I think I have Kalani, who to me is still a rookie. She didn't get much playing time, so to me, I still have a top pick that I brought into my system that I'm gonna give a mad playing time to next year. And with the pieces they got, she fits in their timeline. I mean, you just brought in Courtney Williams, who came out the finals, brought in Strictly, who came in out the finals. You bring in Tina. I mean, you done flipped the switch in basically 1 year.
So it's another option. Phoenix Mercury. I know you've been dying to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I just look
the trio of Skylar Diggins-Smith, Diana Taurasi,
and they picked up Bria. And they picked up Bria.
They did. And they got some bench players too. Those were the other 2 players that was involved in that Courtney Williams trade, Breland and Nia Coffey.
I mean, look, like this is the team where also like if Diana gonna be healthy, even if she's not healthy, I think that but even
if
yes, but even if she's not healthy, I think that Phoenix is a force regardless. Picked up Bria, you got Skylar, you got Brittany Griner. I think they're a force regardless.
Because just Skylar and a big has never been a force.
I mean, yeah, but what's the big Brittany Griner?
Liz Cambage.
You got me there. Yeah,
Skylar and Liz Cambage for years.
Got me there.
They were just like,
Got me there.
So, to me, it's all hanging on Diana Taurasi. And that's a lot to put on somebody with a bad back.
As much on her as she would have had in previous years, though.
No, but I'm saying they have to have her to be that level team. Like, she has to be on the court.
Yes.
And she hasn't been playing. She did not play but like one game last year.
She played like 2 games last year.
Right. She has not really played for the national team. She didn't even play against her UConn team. Now, yes, that was the game after. That was the game that Kobe and Gigi were supposed to be at. RIP Kobe and Gigi. But she hasn't played for them. She has not played for this national team, really.
I mean, I hear you.
So
if she's
until I see it,
they also picked up Bria though, which obviously it's not Diana.
That's how I believe Diana Taurasi is one of the greatest players of all time.
But you gotta see her play.
I gotta see her play. Yeah. That's all I'm at. Gotta see her play.
Gotta see her play.
This is a sleeper team for me, Seattle Storm, because you know who has been playing? Sue Bird.
Yeah, Sue's been playing.
Yeah, look, as soon as she didn't play during the regular season, but as soon as it was national team time, she's out there hooping.
And you got Brianna coming back. And the thing about at least women's basketball is I don't think injury like Achilles is as bad as it would be.
She's a younger player too.
Exactly. I don't think that's as bad. I mean, you're not jumping 40 feet in the air anyway. So it's mostly based off skill anyway.
Right.
It's gonna take a little while to obviously get back into into the swing of things. But I think that her and Sue. Yeah, I think that her and Sue not being there last year helps every you now you got people who are already empowered.
Right. So this was a second round team in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Or did they lose to the?
Not second. Yeah,
they lost to the Sparks in the second round.
Yeah, second round. Because they beat the Lynx in the first round.
Right. So you got a second round team adding Breonna Stewart and
And
Sue
Sue
Bird,
Bird.
there's no way they can't be better than when they were last year.
I agree.
Because you still got Natasha Howard, you still got Jewel Lloyd,
Jordan Canada.
Like, look at that 5 you got right there.
I forgot the guard's name.
Sammy Whitcomb. You like her, the shooter.
Yeah, Sammy Whitcomb.
So, and they got Morgan Tuck from the Sun.
Yeah.
So, that's a team nobody is talking about.
I don't know why, though.
I don't know either. Like, I know you got 2 people coming off injury, but they're playing right now. We're seeing.
No, it's not even that. It's like they were good last year without them.
Right, and we're seeing
they on the court.
play.
Like, they didn't like you said, if you added them back in, realistically,
Natasha Howard is not getting worse.
He's not getting worse. Jordan Canada's not getting worse. Jewel Lloyd's not getting worse.
Jordan Canada's working on that jump shot, y'all.
Yeah. And
imagine if Jordan Canada really get that jump shot.
I mean, that and the fact she can get to the rim so crazy now.
Right,
and
but imagine if she get that jump shot going.
Yeah, she get the jump shot going. And
that's an all-star.
Yeah. And Breonna can shoot, so there's obviously more space for it.
That's an all-star. And she would take so much pressure off Sue Bird.
Yeah.
Sue Bird would literally just be able to, like, just chill out there, make some passes.
For 25 minutes.
Play like 25 minutes. You still got Jewel Lloyd. That's a number 1 pick. Yeah. Like, nobody's talking about Jewel Lloyd. Jewel Lloyd is one of the better young players in the league.
Yeah.
Still, she's not old.
Yeah.
So,
and Sammy Wiggins will help
Storm
spread
got
the
a
floor.
squad. Mystics. Tyler, man. She's gone.
She's gone.
They basically put Leilani Mitchell there. They're bringing everybody back, but there's a question on how much Meeseman's going to play because she's a really key asset for her Olympic team.
Russian
Belgium.
Team. Yeah.
So she's a really key asset on her team.
And Deladon in the back.
Right.
Backs are never a good thing.
If I'm going to say all that about Diana
Taurasi, Deladon in the back.
I'm going to have to say it about Deladon
in the back. Like, once backs start acting up, they don't really stop acting up. Mm-mm. Ever.
No.
Ever.
And they said, she had a minor surgery. And
back surgeries are never minor. I've never heard of a minor back surgery in my whole entire life. You have back surgery, it is bad.
And she had multiple places where it was messed up last year. I believe it was 4.
No.
After the finals, they ended up saying, I think Natasha Cloud let it out that there was like 4 different places her back was hurt. It wasn't just like one little spot.
Backs are never. I mean, she could barely move in the finals.
Right.
I mean, she was still hitting shots somehow, but she could barely move.
Muscle memory. So that's what I'm saying. So I don't think the Mystics are.
Okay, so early contenders. If you wait entirely too early, we shouldn't even be talking about this. We should not even have this conversation. Give me, if you had to pick 2 teams in the finals next year, who would you pick?
Sun and Sparks. Sun and Sparks.
Okay.
Sun and Sparks. Because I feel like if the Sun get the Mystics, they can get them. If the Sparks get anybody but the Sun, they can get them. So if they don't play each other, like if they can not play each other to the finals, I can't call who's going to win between them. But I still think the Sun could knock out the Sparks. So if they get them in the semifinals, it might just be 4 games or 5 games.
I know it's a Spark report, but I'm going Sun and Storm. I mean, I even look at what...
Sun and Storm. Okay.
Sun and Storm.
I thought you were about to say Mercury.
No.
Okay.
Storm.
Because I saw the Sun.
No.
Because you know a Sun and Mercury, they kind of the same symbol.
Storm.
Okay.
Like even just looking at how competitive the game was between the Storm and... I mean, they didn't really win that game until Raquan really hit that 3 at the end of the third.
Because you know the Storm won the championship the year before the Mystics. Yeah. So you just basically saying run it back for them.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect that.
Storm and
there's people sleeping on them.
Storm and Sun. I think that if you look at what if you add it, you said Sue Bird looks to be healthy.
Yeah.
Brianna looks to be healthy. They don't really need too much.
Right. It's basically their championship team adding Canada now.
Adding experience.
True.
And like people not being scared of the moment because they've had a whole season to like you have to do this. It ain't no pass the ball to Brianna. I got to do this.
Right.
So you add that back in. Yeah. So you add players who feel empowered. With now, the thing you do have to worry about is people started feeling empowered. Then we did this without you. We did. I was all this without you. Now you get down to the last second. Who gonna shoot the ball? Things like that.
Drake, KD.
Yeah. Things like that.
Yeah.
But if they can get over that, then I think that those 2 teams. But I think the Sparks will make it competitive for either, and the Sparks will definitely have a shot at it, regardless of whatever happens.
Yeah. Again, I think the Sparks are all in, man.
Of course,
they're all in this year.
As they should be.
Even more than last year.
As they should be.
They're all in.
I mean, again, you didn't need, Game 1 was close. Game 3 was bad.
You're like me. You appreciate three-point shooting. When you add that quality of three-point shooting, it just makes your team better.
Yeah. And I just think that the one thing they needed was just another ball handler. And I think Fisher had a year to he coached for. I think people got to understand coaches need experience just like players need experience. Mm-hmm. So his first time coaching in this league, he like you said, he was shocked at the fact that half the players weren't in training camp.
Right.
Something you may not have expected. Now you can kind of sort of prepare for that.
Right.
So I think they'll be better as well too.
And regardless of how the season ended between Derek Fisher and Candace Parker, in my opinion, if Candace Parker was really that mad, she wouldn't be letting her friends come here.
She wasn't mad. What you gonna be mad at? I mean, she's probably mad at the fact she didn't play, but
she was mad.
I mean, but as a competitor, I would damn sure hope so.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Benched.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I would hope.
But what I'm saying is, if she was really that mad and holding it for that long, she wouldn't have let her friends come here.
No, I agree. Well, yeah.
No, you don't. You
agree.
don't let your friends walk into situations like that.
I mean, but again, it wasn't like he was. She didn't need to play. I'm sorry, she didn't need to play. I told we did the podcast before. I was like, yo, Sinead need to take Candace minutes.
Right.
What happened? Sinead took Candace minutes.
Right, and they still lost.
They got destroyed.
That's Candace's problem. Is they still lost with the changes.
They was losing. That's not Sinead's fault.
She won't go down with the ship.
That's not.
She didn't want to sit there and watch the ship go down.
Man. I think I read about 26-1 game. Game 3, I don't even know what happened. Game 3, I legit do not know what happened. Game 3, to this day, I have no idea what happened.
Long Beach. That's what happened. Played in the pyramid.
They could have played that game anywhere. And if they played the game the same way, they could have played it at the park. If they didn't play the game the same way, that's exactly what would have happened.
Nah, you're right. I mean, the Sun were a better team. We'll see what the Sun end up doing. The other thing is this year, 2020 compared to 2019 in the league, it's going to be a totally different league.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Because there were so many players who were either just out, period, or not at their best health-wise.
Yeah.
So if you get everybody health-wise,
it's going to be lit.
And then you get the eyes of the world on women's basketball at the Olympics, because it's going to be one of the premier sports. Basketball is always one of the premier sports. Yeah. It goes... In my opinion, it goes track, which they call athletics. Then it goes swimming, gymnastics, and honestly, it's basketball.
Basketball, yeah.
So that's one of the top 5 Olympic sports. And it goes men's, women's.
Is soccer in the Olympics?
It is, but it's not.
For us, at least.
They pay attention to World Cup.
Yeah.
More so than they
Olympics.
do Olympics.
Yeah,
because
World
some
Cup.
of them have different rules where, on the men's side, they try to play 23 and under or some certain age. So Messi is not necessarily going to be in the Olympics.
Yeah,
somebody like that. Ronaldo is not going to be in the Olympics all the time. But they're going to play in the World Cup.
That makes sense.
So it's one of those kind of things. But
I mean, I think it'd be one of the best leagues, the best years in league history.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and again, I just always think player movement is good for excitement.
It is.
I just think that if I got stuff tweeted about during the off season, if you can teams can tweet yo, this person moved, this trade happened, it gets people interested. You seeing names, it's like, you know what, and then you get to feel like you kind of grew up with the team. Yeah. Like if you're in Atlanta and you see all these people came to the team, it's like, yo, I want to watch this team. Like, yo, let me watch them. We got a good team to watch now.
I think we should end on this. I got you're a rap guy.
What's up?
I got a new nickname for the interim GM.
What's up?
I'm going to start calling him Prodigy. Because he got the league shook. Shook ones. Ain't no such things as halfway crooks.
Got the league shook, man. Shout out Mobb Deep, man.
He got the league shook.
Shout out Mobb Deep.
He got the league shook.
Shout out Mobb Deep.
Yo, Lynx fans, WNBA fans are so pissed that Simone Augustus is not on the Lynx.
I mean,
they are flabbergasted. They don't know what to think.
They should think it's a new era. They should think it's a new
Super
era.
Friends.
They should think it's a new era. I mean, I feel like I want to play with my friends too. I probably got one more year. I'm going to play with my friends.
Right.
Man.
And you know what? This going to happen again in 2021. And it's going to happen again in 2022.
Talking about the player movement?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna stop.
Right.
It's gonna be like for
because there's gonna be teams that spend too much money and can't afford their players, and then there's gonna be other teams waiting in the cut, like the Lynx. Like
we'll take them.
Oh yeah. Hey, we got like 800,000.
We'll take them.
Hey, y'all four want to play together? Y'all sort this money out between yourselves. All right, we got 800,000 for y'all.
Let's go.
We got this professional Minnesota Timberwolves practice facility
for y'all. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We got this cold tank for you. Let's go. We got this anti-gravity treadmill for you. Let's go. So there's gonna be a time when a team like that, it's gonna happen.
No, yeah, I agree. And it's just great for the league, in my opinion. It's great for the league.
It's gonna happen. Just like the Mercury, they got professional first class facilities too.
Yeah.
So they got the draw. That's what Skylar was looking for. Skylar was looking for a place for her family.
And
family first.
And again,
I've been watching Luke Cage. You seen that one?
Nah.
On Marvel?
I mean,
on Netflix?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But
family first, always. Yeah. That's what she was looking for.
And again, it's Phoenix. Phoenix is not a bad city. It's fifth biggest city in the nation. People don't realize that, but it's fifth biggest city in the nation. I've been to Phoenix. It's not a bad place at all.
Just
hot. I like it. Yeah, it's dumb hot.
You're going to be inside, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And I bet Skylar Diggins Smith's air conditioning works.
It's great. I bet it's
air
great.
conditioning in her house and her nice ride.
Yeah,
it's gonna work. She'll be fine. Yeah. So, all right, y'all. Well, this has been the Spark Report. John W. Davis, Pavy. We'll see y'all next time. We'll have to see what kind of other moves that the Sparks make and the rest of the league make. But I bet this is not the end of free agency.
I agree.
So we'll see what happens, y'all. All right, y'all. Peace.